Hi, my name is Keith Denoncourt and welcome to this edition of the Coachman's Diaries. On this edition, we are bringing you into the beautiful lands of the Treaty 8 to teach you how to harvest a few ruffed grouse for your family. Stay tuned and we'll teach you the tips and tricks of how to put all this together. I start every year by reviewing the general regulations, checking out the important changes, and then acquiring the appropriate tags for the species that I want to harvest. I will follow up by highlighting my seasons and bag limits, and then checking out the sunrise and sunset tables. My tags and licenses are then safely secured in a waterproof container and then placed on my person along with my driver's license, WIN card, and my firearms license. Walking down old oil-filled roads or forestry cut lines, or driving an all-terrain vehicle down a cut line are two of the most popular methods of looking for ruffed grouse. It is also quite common for people to be taking their vehicles down roads that are abandoned or no longer maintained. You must always scan the bush for movement, as ruffed grouse aren't always out in the open, say out on the trail, or up on a tree in the wide open. Late in the season, you can even see the ruffed grouse up high in the trees, eating the buds. Although I've harvested ruffed grouse using everything from a 22 to a 12 gauge, my personal preference is either a 20 gauge or a 410, either a number 4 or number 6 shot and a full choke. When we are returning back from our attempted harvest, we must always collect our brass and put them in one pocket, and put our unspent cartridges in the other pocket. Make sure our firearm is empty and unloaded, and secure it back in its case. You must practice shooting at gun range prior so that you can ensure a clean harvest as well as prevent pellets from getting the meat. Here is Grant Lacombe demonstrating one of the most delicious ways of preparing a ruffed grouse.
Good morning, my name's Grant Lacombe. I'm a Métis harvester, and we got a couple of grouse yesterday, and I'm going to show you how to process them. And I'm a Métis harvester, and the reason I like hunting in the fall is because the birds have a lot of fat then, and I love the taste of everything about the meat and the fat together when you're cooking. So let's go ahead and start plucking this guy. You don't want to grab too many feathers because it's going to rip on you, so you kind of got to take your time and just watch what you're doing. Don't pinch the skin, it rips fairly easy. So we have this bird plucked and ready to process. So you notice there was a rip down by the bottom end of his breast here, and that's a good point to go in instead of ripping the skin. Again, you've already got that rip, so you can put your bottom thumb there and just press down and pull up on that breast and see how easy that comes open. Nice and clean. Lots of fat on that gizzard. This is a really nice little bird for a young one. For me, that's where all the taste comes for that fall bird. It's all in the fat.
Utilizing as much of the ruffed grouse as we can is the best way of respecting the harvest. My personal preference is to remove the head as fast as possible. I will then remove the crop and pull the neck out over backwards. Inserting both my thumbs deep inside the internal cavity, I can then separate the back away from the breast. After removing the internal organs and doing some final cleaning, leave the wings intact and wrap around the breast for the transport home. The next step is to clean the legs and take them home as well. Another popular method starts off by putting your middle finger right between the back and the breastbone. By then stepping on the wings and pulling on the back and the legs at the same time, you can remove most of the internal organs. After removing the crop, feathers, and internal organs, our goal as hunters is to harvest as much of the animal as we possibly can. Once you're at home, one of the methods to get the ruffed grouse ready for cooking is called deboning. You start by using a fillet knife and cutting directly beside the breastbone as deeply as you can, and then by gently angling the blade towards the outside and following the bones along, you will eventually come out on the other side. To now complete the process, flip the ruffed grouse over and do the exact same thing on the other side. Cutting the thigh meat out and the leg meat off is an excellent addition to any food presentation. After a final wash and a rinse, the ruffed grouse will be ready for the cooking process. Any recipe requiring chicken is suited for ruffed grouse. My mother's oven roasted recipe is my favorite. However, fried rice or stir fries or a ruffed grouse quesadilla is also very popular on the menu. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, don't hesitate to send me out an email at kadenoncourt@gmail.com or send me out a message through Facebook. Always remember to be safe in the great outdoors and sponsor a nonprofit conservation organization. Roachman's Diaries would also like to thank Aaron Kerr for his financial advice, for always letting us know how much money we have, and for Cal Tire for keeping us on the road. Your support is very much appreciated and valued. Thank you again, and have a wonderful hunting season.